Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed commissioners. Firstly, I would like to express the appreciation of the Independent Electoral Commission of Lesotho to Dr. Nazim Zaid, the Chief Election Commissioner of India, for the invitation to participate in this conference. So, the Independent Electoral Commission of Lesotho was established in 1997 under the Constitution of Lesotho, Second Amendment to the Constitution. And the commission, among others, was mandated to conduct elections, as well as to provide civic and voter education, because according to the mandate, the commission is supposed to enhance understanding and knowledge of sound democratic processes, electoral processes, and electoral practices. So the commission, during the period between 1993, I said it was established in 1997, but then in 1993 up to 1997, the commission was run by the Office of the Chief Electoral Officer, but then it was changed. So there was a lot of dissatisfaction on the electoral process and a lot of dissatisfaction on the body or the office that was running elections by that time. So it was realized in 2001 that there is a need of intensive voter education as the mandate purpose. And then the commission engaged temporary voter educators towards a holding of elections so that they can enable voters to make informed decisions, as well as understanding the importance of voting, as well as how to vote. So, since that time until now, Lesotho has been affected by that dissatisfaction, even though we have the programs, voter education programs, to try to eliminate the dissatisfaction. The commission therefore realized that even if we have engaged those voter educators, people still complain, people still show an element of low level of understanding on how voting is conducted, and then the commission realized they need to train different groups of stakeholders, such as the defense ministry, personnel, Lesotho Mounted Police, and political parties, executive committees, civil society organizations, people with disabilities, nominated candidates from political parties, party agents, and so many other groups, to be given an extensive training on how the process of elections is conducted in Lesotho, so that we do not have a conflict that is caused by a low level of understanding. This was started in 2011. This program was started in 2011. We trained the military personnel, police, and this has worked very, very well, because in the previous, I think before 2011, there was this challenge of a tension or a clash between police and the military personnel, especially on who is supposed to safeguard the ballot box, who is supposed to safeguard the election results, especially where the army and the police were working together, in particular inaccessible areas where then we were using the helicopters by the military to transport the ballot boxes, the election results, as well as the staff. So they used to clash. But this brought, this brought a great change because they now no longer clash on that. Each and everyone knows his or her role as far as election security is concerned. And also that they used to be used. Maybe it was abuse of by political parties that, we are not satisfied with the election results, and then they would join that, either it's the military or the police, they would join on the dissatisfaction on election results, and then there would be a riot. I know you know the history of Lesotho as far as post-election conflict is concerned. So then this has changed due to these trainings that we had. They no longer fight on election results. They would rather help explaining this is how it goes, and we don't think there has been rigging here. There might be irregularities somewhere, but it has got nothing to do with rigging. And this to us, or the Electoral Commission of Lesotho, has yielded good results. Apart from that, the civil society organizations were engaged and then financially supported from the budget, the public budget, in order for them to join hands with the commission to provide voter education, because it was realized that even if they are joining hands with us because they have got insufficient funds, then they won't be able to do voter education properly as the commission expected. So then they were given funds to do that. This also has enhanced participation a little bit because it moved, I think, about 2% of participation was enhanced. People then showed, after they have been given education by the civil society organizations, they showed interest in registering for voting as well as voting. So, as far as I think the missions is concerned, Lesotho has done nothing in relation to that. Yes, we have advanced voting for people who are in diplomatic missions, as the law requires that. And these people are not given any sort of training. We just send to them the guiding manuals, this is how you do it, and this is how it should be done, and that is what we do. And we haven't really put much effort into that. As far as citizens abroad are concerned, I would also like to point to you that we are aware that there are Lesotho citizens maybe everywhere, but mainly in South Africa, as Lesotho is landlocked by South Africa. But then there is no provision of the law that provides for citizens outside the country, except those that are in diplomatic missions, to vote. So I think in the future we will work on that, because politicians have started complaining about that. What is it that you are doing about these people? What is it that you are doing? We need them to register. Yes, indeed, in 2012 we tried to register them, but then it was a bit complex and then very expensive to us. So we do not know in the future what is it that we are going to do as far as citizens outside the country are concerned. But that is what is happening at the moment. So there is nothing much really to tell you about. That is as far as enhancement of participation, we have gone as far as enhancement of participation is concerned. But I would like to indicate here to you that much as we have tried to enhance or improve our efforts on voter education, especially to enhance participation, due to the fact that our voter education programs, the timing of our voter education programs is very short because it's only aimed at the election period, then it seems we are unable to do much on this due to the limited time. Apart from that, the cost of voter education also, because we have realized in Lesotho that people do not have interest in funding either civic or voter education in between the period where there is no elections. So the commission is struggling to get funds in order for the commission to improve the programs in relation to timing of such programs. Another challenge is that much as the commission has tried to train the police, has tried to train political parties, there's still a need for the commission to do more. Because as far as political parties are concerned, you will find that when you are, as a commission, organizing a training and inviting them to that training because you have realized the need for them to be in that training, then they will send their representatives, sometimes people who do not even have any portfolio or position in the party. And at the end, the efforts such as those, they become in vain, because then they don't serve the purpose. For polling personnel, you know, we used to have a lot of problems concerning conduct of polling, but then we improved in the sense that we developed a 5 days training program for polling personnel. And then there has been minimal errors after we have done that, and also minimum rejected ballots, and as well as the complaints by political parties. They are no longer that much because the polling staff is trained, and then they conduct elections very well, as well as petitions relating to elections. They also decreased because it was caused by low level of understanding, maybe by the people who were conducting elections. So I believe at this juncture, I have given justice on behalf of the Commission of Lesotho on this presentation concerning enhancement of participation by special categories. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.